Welcome to the kitchen at Dancing Bear Ranch on Howell Mountain. My name is Brian Streeter. I'm the culinary director at Cakebread Cellars. Today I'm going to be making a recipe for you, red wine braised short ribs paired with our Napa Valley Cabernet. Braising is a really nice technique for the home chef to learn. Whether it's the short ribs that we're doing today, or it's lamb shanks or ossobuco, any of these cuts of meat, very tough. There's a lot of connective tissue to them. And cooking them slowly at low temperatures over a long period of time softens the meat and really develops a lot of nice flavor to it. The liquid that it cooks in becomes the sauce. That sauce is a really nice bridge to pair with the wine that you're going to serve with it. In this instance, we've got our Napa Valley Cabernet, which has got really firm structure to it, nice dark fruit, and the two just really marry well together. First step is to season our short ribs pretty liberally with salt and pepper. Set that off to the side. Our onions. And finally our celery, also cut into larger pieces. Just a couple cloves of garlic. You can leave it still in the peel. You don't have to peel it. Just smash them slightly so that the flavor will leach out into the broth. Let's go sear off our short ribs. So we want to heat up a heavy wide bottom pan that you can braise your short ribs in. Add our little vegetable oil to the pan. And then add your short ribs. Probably have to do it in a couple batches. Don't crowd them too much. We're going to brown them on all sides. And now, once we've browned all the sides of the beef, we're going to remove it from the pan. Set it off to the side. Got a nice brown glaze on the bottom. Ideally, you don't want to have burned the bottom at all. Then we're going to add our vegetables. Just going to stir them around a little bit. We want to caramelize these, just like caramelizing the beef. Browning the beef is going to add flavor to our sauce. Browning the vegetables also will add a depth of flavor to the sauce. We're going to add a little tomato to the pan. Cook this down a little bit. Let the tomato break down and the wine reduce by about half. Now we're going to add the short ribs back into the pan. Sort of snuggle them down into the vegetables. Once we get all the short ribs in, we're going to add just enough chicken stock or beef stock. Okay, and I get a couple sprigs of rosemary, which I'll put in there. Season this with a little more salt and pepper. Once this comes up to a simmer, we'll cover it and we'll put it in the oven. Turn the oven to 350 degrees, and we're going to cook the short ribs for approximately 3 hours. The house smells really good. Short ribs should be nice and tender. I'm going to take them out of the sauce. Some of them may even fallen off the bone. That's okay. If need be, we can reduce it a little bit, but this becomes the sauce that will pour over top of our short ribs. Now we're going to strain out the vegetables through the broth through a fine mesh strainer. This is called a chinois. You may or may not have one of these at home, but the finest strainer you have to get rid of all the solids. We're getting close to the consistency that we're looking for. As the sauce begins to thicken, as it's reducing, the bubbles will get a little bit bigger. You want to reduce it down so that it'll lightly coat the short ribs. We're about there. Okay. We'll keep this warm while we make our little salad to go along as a garnish on top. And then we're going to slice these really thin on a Japanese vegetable slicer. They can slice a lot thinner than you ever could with your knife, but you also need to be really careful with them because the blade is really, really sharp. So just slice the carrots on here. I've got a couple French breakfast radishes. We'll slice these lengthwise as well. Also some fennel. Trim the bottom a little bit. Use half a head of fennel, or in this case it's a little bit bigger. I'm going to recommend that we use a quarter. We're We're gonna add a little bit of shallot. I'm gonna cut this into quarters and slice that pretty thin. Okay, so those are our shaved vegetables, and now we're gonna add some parsley, some tarragon, and some chives. Tarragon's already been pulled off of the stem. Just want to go over it a little bit. Chives, I will cut those smaller. Mix the herbs in with all the shaved vegetables, and then lightly dress with some extra virgin olive oil. Just a splash of red wine vinegar. This is vinegar that we make here at the winery. Really nice fruit characteristics to it. And then just a pinch of salt and pepper. So that's our little garnish or salad to garnish our short ribs. Okay, let's plate this up. To serve, I got a nice warm plate here, some parsnip puree. Set a couple short ribs on top. A bit of our salad over the top. Now we've got our finished recipe here. Looks beautiful, it smells even better, and I think it's going to be the perfect accompaniment to a glass of our Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. To learn more about Cakebread Cellars or get more recipes, visit our website at cakebread.com. Cheers.